I'm 30, divorced, and a dad to an 8-year-old boy. My ex-wife Marin and I share him, but history between us is ugly. When she was pregnant, I discovered she was cheating with a guy named James. He had another girlfriend, also pregnant. So when my son was born, we needed a DNA test to figure out who the father was, me or James. Legally, I was the husband, so I was the father. The DNA confirmed he was mine, but Marin fought to have James named instead. She kept me in the dark during the pregnancy. I only found out about my son's birth through her parents. That's why I filed for DNA testing, custody, and divorce. Fast forward, James gained custody of his daughter. Then he and Marin had more kids together. Today, they have 4 kids and my son on alternating weekends. For years, I paid child support, even when custody was equal, because I earned more. But 3.5 years ago, I won full custody. Why? They weren't feeding my son enough, sending him in dirty, worn clothes just to pressure me for more money. A judge saw through that. Now Marin sees our son every other weekend. She owes me child support. She almost never pays. Here's the kicker. For years, she's asked me to buy extra school supplies, not just for my son, but for her stepdaughter and her daughters with James. I've never agreed. I buy what my son needs. I donate to his classroom as the teacher asks. Her other kids? Not my problem. 2 weeks ago, my son had minor surgery. Marin showed up. She cornered me, asking again, please, buy supplies for the girls. We can't afford them. I tried to ignore her. She followed me to another table. So I told her straight, I don't care if you can't afford your other kids. They're not my responsibility. You denied our son food once to squeeze money out of me. I'll never let him suffer again because of your choices. My priority is him, not the kids you keep having. Since then, she's been blasting me on our court-mandated parenting app, calling me selfish, heartless, a bad dad, because I won't support her other kids. My lawyer says ignore it. That's what I'm doing. Last week, she tried a new approach. She had my son ask me directly, Dad, can you buy notebooks for my sisters? Mom says we can't afford them. My heart broke, not because I felt guilty, but because she's using our 8-year-old as a messenger, making him feel responsible for his half-sister's needs. I sat him down. I explained, son, you will always have everything you need. School supplies, clothes, food, activities. That's my job as your dad. But your mom and James, they're responsible for your sisters, just like I'm responsible for you. He nodded. But I could see the confusion. Why wouldn't his dad help his sisters? In his 8-year-old mind, we're all family. That night, I called my lawyer again. Is there anything stopping me from documenting this manipulation? Using our child to guilt me into financial support? She said, keep records. This could be considered coercion. Yesterday, Marin escalated. She posted on Facebook a photo of her daughters with empty backpacks. The caption, some people have money but no heart. When a child needs school supplies, and their stepfather won't help, what kind of man is that? She didn't name me, but everyone knows. My family started calling. My mom said, maybe you could just buy a few things. They're just kids. But here's what my mom doesn't understand. This isn't about the cost of notebooks. This is about Marin using guilt and manipulation to make me responsible for her choices. She chose to have more kids with James. She chose to not pay child support. She chose to neglect my son when it served her financially. If I give in now, where does it end? Next month it'll be shoes for the girls, then birthday presents, then Christmas gifts. Before I know it, I'm supporting a household that treated my son like a bargaining chip. My son has everything he needs under my roof. Therapy twice a week to deal with the trauma of his early years. A college fund that grows every month. Clothes that fit. Food that's always available. A father who shows up. Her other kids deserve that too. From their parents, James and Marin. Not from me. Some people say I'm heartless. That kids can't choose their parents. And they're right. But I didn't choose to be their stepfather either. I chose to be the best father I could to my son. After years of fighting for that right. So am I the asshole for refusing to step in? Or is it fair to say, my ex's kids aren't my problem? When someone tries to manipulate you through children, when they've already shown they'll sacrifice those children's well-being for money, at what point do you say, enough? My son will always be my priority. Her other kids? They have 2 parents. Let them step up.